very few are in red. So try to come over to average, and the average people go to all we need to do. So whoever is in average, move out from average to good. Whoever is in good, you try to go to excellent. Of course, people who are in red, try to go to average at least. Okay. So getting into data science practice, I told you to practice. Looks like none of you started with the data science practice. So I want you to start with. I have given the labs. You go to programming labs here and start practicing that. But anyway, today I'm going to just take you back to that data science libraries, and then you can start working on it. So in data science, mainly we have around it is total 78 marks. Okay, we have around 45 tasks, out of which a lot of them are learn type, which easily you can able to complete without any problem, right? So there is some data structure introduction video here by the trainer, which are from me. Also, there is some application introduction which you can skip, but and this is important, right? You need to go through this and install the helper. Today, all of you install your Appian helper. So you can watch the video. Okay, if it is a Linux, you follow this. If it is a Windows, you follow this, and then go through this trainer video. So once you click, and it will tell you what to do. So what is the first step to install? Like for example, if you take if you try to solve one of the program, not this one. Let me see. Yeah. So this is how the Appian helper looks like. Okay. Since I installed and I started, then I can able to see the output. Let's say if I stop this, and assuming that I am not installed, then you will see something like this. Okay. So you just need to click on this one and download. When you click on this button, most of you having a Windows server, so you just need to click on this, right? Let me see if the session is recording or not. Okay, it's recording. And so if you click on this, click here, then you are going to get on .msi file, which you need to copy into some a DRC drive and a Appian helper, something like that, a folder name, copy inside, and then click, double click it will start the installation process. Once you are done, then you will have something like this, right? So initially you will have everything will say download. It will open like that. Then you need to download Python. So there is a download option here in the beginning. You click on that, and then the Python will be downloaded. Wait, patiently wait till it completes, because some of the previous internship program we have seen, they are stopping in between and complaining that it is not working. You need to wait till it completes. Once the download is complete, then every time all you need to do is select that and start server. That's all. So minimize and keep working on it. If you have that, then these programs will work and give you the output. Okay, so that's the plan. So today we are going to talk about, so what you need to do once you try to go to number one, like this any of these programs, the first program number 5, for example, and then assuming that you have this Python, this server Appian helper is not started, then you are going to get this message. Okay, so you are going to click on this link, then install. Also, you can watch this video to understand how to install and all that. So, but all of you today, you must install so that you can able to start your data science practice. Okay, so coming to today's class, we are going to learn and practice the NumPy today, right? Which is this one. So list sorting, these are all fundamentals of Python, but mainly we are going to look into the NumPy concept today. Then we are going to go with the pandas. Then this is the last one, like yeah, then statistics and all that. Finally, we are going to do visualization, matplotlib and seaborn as well. So at last, then we are going to work with scikit-learn. Okay, so that's the plan. This is nothing but machine learning. That is the end of the AI. So AI means basically you are going to work with number one, Python programming, number two, data science, number three, machine learning. So this is all comes into AI concepts. Okay. So today we are going to talk about, mainly we are going to work with NumPy. Okay. So there are like 14 programs related to NumPy. All this you need to clear, right, before the next session. That's the plan. Go in a sequence. You don't need to basically follow the task number and continuously work on it. So that is the plan. So here, so we are going to start with the data analysis using NumPy today. So that is one of the library, right, which we need to learn. So we are going to basically we will learn briefly about what are the different types of libraries, and then what is the first one, and then how to use it. Right. First, basically libraries are NumPy and pandas, matplot. Those are the three libraries we are going to use it for data preparation and manipulation. Okay, data preparation and manipulation. So try to write down notes also from here. It's very important. Otherwise, these all the new terminology, keywords, it is going to bother you. If you have pen and paper, if you keep writing, follow me closely, then you will not have an issue. So I'm trying to tell you one thing is there is two categories. Okay, category one is a data preparation and manipulation. Category two, data visualization. So data preparation and manipulation, nothing but you are going to find data files like CSV, remember all the data sources we've seen. So you will use data, data somewhere in different one of the format, followed by we are going to have either Python or NumPy or Pandas as a preparation, right? Like a processing unit, like you are getting ready things. So once you process, then visualization means what? Reports. Okay, so we are now talking about, so we have learned the Python programming so far. Now we are talking about how to take the data into the Python to process. So for that, we are going to use NumPy and Pandas. So first we are going to talk about NumPy here. So what is the overall plan? So different libraries, which is nothing but NumPy and Pandas mainly, and reading the data, selecting, filtering data, and manipulating the data, sorting the data, grouping the data, rearranging the data, right? So this is main important thing that we are going to deal with using NumPy and Pandas. So this is all about data reading and manipulation. Finally, we are going to go with the reporting system, which is a plotting. You can call it as a plotting or a visualization or report. It's all synonyms. So after seeing the report, what we understand, what we get, we are going to understand the statistics. What happened to that particular data? What was the problem with the current process? What could be the recommendation for correcting the problem? All this comes into the picture. So beginning with this one, first we are going to start with NumPy and Pandas. So this is basically, this area belongs to data science, and this is going to be machine learning. So part one, part two, and for both of these, we are going to use this, output formation. Like visualization is nothing but demonstrating the report system, right? We are going to print a report. So for printing report, we are going to use one of these or combination of this. For data inputs and taking the inputs and processing, we are going to take one of these. In data science, NumPy pandas. If you go to machine learning, we will use scikit-learn. Either you here also, see, programming is Python. We are going to write program in Python, but for input and data processing, sorting, searching, ordering, all this data manipulation is done using one of these. And data visualization report system is done with one of these. So very simple. So you only have two things. Your category A for reading the data and formatting the data, cleaning the data and all that. Category B for demonstrating the output. That is called visualization. So make it clear, simple, okay? People are worried and they get frustrated with the data science and AI because of they don't understand these basic things. If you simply put them into two different buckets, then you are done. Okay, then easy. Like this is going to be reading the input and doing the business logic. You are basically doing preparation here. This is the output. Clear? So let's move on to the next one. So before we step into NumPy, we are going to just think about a list and then see that impact. Basically, a list NumPy is built based on top of the list. Pandas is built on top of the NumPy. Like meaning, list has some drawbacks. So that in order to overcome the drawbacks, NumPy is created. NumPy has some drawbacks. To overcome that, the Pandas is created. That is how this thing works. So the main difference between list, NumPy, and Pandas. Okay. So although list, NumPy, arrays, or Pandas data frames can all be used to hold a sequence of data, these data structures are built for different purpose. Okay. So mainly, what are all these three are going to use for what? To hold the data. Okay, just to store the data to process as required. So let's talk about list. List are simple Python built-in data structures which can be easily used as a container to hold a dynamic changing data sequence of different data types, including integer, float, object, or combination. NumPy basically what? N-dimensional array. Okay, so you see in matrix, right? Arrays matrix like rows and columns, dimensions, one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, right? Now NumPy is going to handle n-dimensional, okay, not just one or two, n-dimensional array. So it has max, like anytime when you think about arrays, matrices, you can go for NumPy. So let's read this. Provides n-dimensional array object to allow fast scientific computing. While list and NumPy are arrays are similar to the traditional array concept as in the other programming languages such as Java, C, C++, all that. So Pandas is more like Excel spreadsheets. As Pandas provides a tabular data structure which consists of rows and columns. The minute you think about list, it is a regular array system. Okay, the minute you think about NumPy, you need to think about matrices, array matrices. Okay, so the minute you think about Pandas, you should think map your mind to Excel, Microsoft Excel. So the Microsoft Excel has rows and columns of tabular format, and it has multiple sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, and all that. So a data frame contains multiple sheets. Okay, that we'll talk about. So Pandas means two things. One is the representation when you have data input like spreadsheet. Okay, then you should think about pandas. When your data representation is simple list, like, remember square brackets, 1 comma 2 comma 3 and closing the square bracket, then you think about list. The minute when the NumPy, arrays, the data input, that when you see the input is coming something similar to the matrices, then you think about NumPy. Clear? So is the list mutable or immutable? Is the list, is it mutable or no, immutable? Okay. So when the minute I ask, you should basically push your chat messages very quickly. Okay, if you are paying attention, if you are aligned with my curriculum. Okay, if only few are responding, means the others are not practicing well. Yeah, so good enough. Let's move on. So I will keep asking questions so that you answer here in the chat room, because so that you are also going to prepare for interview. Okay, so just to summarize this, very important. The entire data science and the entire artificial intelligence, these things will be used very heavily. List, NumPy, pandas. So list mainly list is for array kind of representation. Okay, whereas NumPy is mainly used for matrices like and dimensions. The minute when you see the data is coming into your hands to process in terms of in the format of dimensions, then you go for NumPy. The minute when you think about the data is coming like Excel format or some kind of rows and columns, then you should think about pandas. Okay, so here how to create a list. Okay, we have seen it, you have seen that, and I just want to recollect a little bit and then we'll go forward. So this is a empty, this is the integers, this is a mixed type. Okay, and then this is the nested. So here basic operators, mainly you see that here, though you have a list here, but we started taking the list into NumPy. Okay, NP means NumPy, it's like alias NumPy. So we'll see the real examples how it looks like. To say import NumPy and alias NP. So then NP.array, this is the list that I'm putting inside the NumPy. Then from there, NumPy can take care of all the operations. So this is a dictionary here, right? And if I want to deal with the dictionary into data frame, like converting into rows and columns, I can put that into pandas, like import pandas as PD and the PD.data frame. Then from there, I can deal with the rows and columns. Initially, this can be in different format, but I can restructure into either to spreadsheet or to dimensions. I can do all that, whatever I want. Here also, by default, there is a list, but I'm going to convert that into dimension, right? By import, by passing the list into NumPy, it is going to take that and then rearrange however I want into the dimensions. Okay. So let's compare the difference between list, NumPy, and pandas. Okay. So one more thing here, you see, all are mutable. All are mutable. It is not like a tuple or set. So here all are mutable, meaning in runtime I can able to make changes. Okay. See here okay, genitive you can compare here. Okay, heterogeneous and homogeneous. There is a two kind. Heterogeneous is basically list and data frames. Homogeneous is mainly NumPy. So what is the difference? What is the difference? So basically these two are worked based on the integer position. Okay. So you look at this sentence here. So composite parts of element that are all of same kind. Okay. So these two So this one is restricted, like this matrices. Whenever you are going to store the data, it has to be having the same type. If there is a different type of data coming in, this will not allow. Okay, heterogeneous basically is going to take all types of different types of inputs, because even look at this data frame in Excel, you can have different type of data. Similarly, in list you can have different type of data, but these dimensions, if you in rows, n dimensions, basically 1 into 1 or 2 into 2 or these things. When you form a matrix, if there is a different type of data, it cannot handle and it cannot do the operations, right? It cannot do some subtraction or arrangements. So that's why the dimensions wise, it has to be the number, the data need to be in one type, either is characters or a numbers. Okay, the type need to be same. Here the type can be different. So you can see that, right? The comparison over. Like next one is access type. Like here, I can say list of 0. Similarly, in all of these are numpy of 0 or numpy of 1, pandas of 1 or 2. I can able to retrieve the values using the integer number. But in addition to, so if you compare all of these three, the pandas has one more extra parameter, which is nothing but you can also call by index or a label to retrieve the data. So here Python built-in data structures. No, it's a part of the data structures which is built in Python. N-dimensional used mainly for high performance. Pandas is used for tabular data structure. So to just to summarize here, list is equal to array, NumPy n-dimensional equal to technically a matrices. Again, it is like 100 times much faster than the array, right? The list. Similarly, when you talk about large data like rows and columns, so here we are talking about 1,000 times faster than NumPy or arrays. Okay, so that is how this is built with. So always like whatever the drawback that list has, is in order to overcome, they created NumPy. And then on top of NumPy, to overcome with larger scale of data, when there is a format is some columns, then they created pandas. And pandas means data frame. NumPy means n dimensions. So one more comparison here, list versus NumPy arrays. So NumPy basically mainly in the NumPy, the library, mainly for we thought about scientific computing, right? Which has high performance, right? So the properties of NumPy mainly dealing with size and then performance and the functionality. So the data structure has takes up very less space. Okay, so though you put a lot of data, the occupying the data in memory is less. Performance wise, they have basically the its speed is much better. And functionality, SciPy is basically inbuilt within the NumPy, which has optimized to handle all the linear algebra operations. Remember, people, you might have heard in the a lot of people say in the minute people talk about okay, data science, machine learning, and AI, they tell you to be good with the mathematics, right? Like a lot of statistics, and all the mathematics is very important, which is need to be solid in order to deal with the AI. The reason is ultimately you are trying to figure out the problem with the current process. So you take a lot of data, then you have to go through a lot of statistics to identify the gaps. So that is the main reason why people tell you to practice all these things, in order to be good with all these things. So that is, and also the all these libraries is going to fully support with mathematics. All like you talk about statistics, or you talk about algebra, or you talk about even like thetas, like sine theta, cos, and all, everything is inbuilt. Then all of the mathematics can be used very easily. So let's see, look at this thing now. Python list versus NumPy. Why NumPy says going to take very less data or less space than list. So if you compare here, we are going to store the numbers like 24, 12, 57. Same thing in NumPy. So here in list, here in NumPy. So the formation in memory is what happens here. So by default, it takes like a 64 bits, so 64 character space plus 8 into length of the list. What is the length of the list is 3. 1, 2, 3, right? So 8 into 3 plus again length of the list, like 3 into 28. This is the total consumption of the particular object. Okay. So here, if you look at this in this NumPy, by default it is taking more than what is the list is going to take. This is like a 98 bit. This is a 64 bit, right? So 96 characters plus n means length of this length of this array, which is 3 into 8. But here you notice, like 8 into 3 and 3 into 28. Obviously this is a plus 64, whereas here 8 into 3 plus 60, 96. So it will come to some number which is much less than this. So the more you store the data, the memory will be occupied. The more memory will be occupied using the list. Whereas using the NumPy, it is going to take very less memory. So that is the main reason why we are saying NumPy is going to take less space. So in terms of the speed, obviously you can also type this program to test which one is faster. So here we have a pure Python version. We are starting the time here. We are trying to take the range of some x and y coordinates, and then we are going to fill the data in this x list and y list for each number that we are going to get from this range up to 1000. So we are making a vector of 1000 here in this, and here NumPy version, same thing here. So we go through that size, and then we are going to add the values into x and y. Then you can see that time difference between the original time versus the time, the current time minus the time which is declared here. Similarly, current time versus the time which is declared here. You can see how much milliseconds is taken here versus taken here. You can print both and test. So obviously, you can feel that the time give difference with a simple calculation. So let's summarize this, what are the NumPy and Pandas differences, and how should we use it. We start looking at the examples and learn and practice. So mainly we understand NumPy is mainly for high performance and n dimensions. Pandas is mainly for data frames where there is a lot of rows and columns format of data that we have. So NumPy arrays mainly allows you to work with high performance and n dimension. Here is the how do I start with my NumPy first program. If I want to print something out of the NumPy, what should I do? So import NumPy as NP. NP is basically a alias name, which can be anything. You can do whatever. Like you can also call it as NumPy, or you can call it as you know N or P or whatever this, right? You can just this is your name. Generally in the industry, people make it like that, NP. So from next time, you will directly use this alias name instead of this. So NumPy dot array, and you are passing a list of like 1 to 5 numbers, and this is going to convert this list into n-dimensional. Okay. So your ultimate, the minute you start with NumPy, you have to convert any format of data into n-dimensional. So now I say print A1, then it is going to print this output. Okay. So next one is, so we are going to use NumPy for what? NumPy arrays allow for selecting array elements, logical operations, slicing. Slicing means basically cutting into parts, reshaping, combining, okay, and splitting, and also doing the statistical calculations like minimum, max, mean, standard deviation, variance, and more. Now let's talk about pandas. Okay, so what is the pandas? How do we deal with? So before that, we can also think about. Let's go to NumPy examples first, labs, and then we can come back to pandas. So very first program in NumPy, I can copy these examples and show you how it works. So technically, this is my first example, right? So I can take this. Put a break on this. So technically, all need to go into one example only, but you need to practice. But whenever you start, you have to start with this again. You first define this NumPy, do the data on all this. So otherwise, it will break. I think all this can go into one example. So let me take this one example first and see how I can practice in Hebbian Labs. So I go to Hebbian Labs here, right? So before that, I must have this, my Python need to be selected and start the server. So my server is started. Then I am here. I can even go through, like if I am you, I would go and start with my. So I go to this one. I first say that this you can skip. This is introduction. You don't need to do. You need to install your Hebbian helper. This you can wait because it is for mainly for project work. So this is your first thing to start with. Okay. You can also follow the today's video, which I'm going to place it anyway. Just give me 1 second. I will be back in 1 minute. Yeah. So mainly we are going to, you can start with this particular example. This is a very basic and first program. So you can start with that. And then you can follow with all the places where you can see list and NumPy. Okay. All the examples are related to NumPy and list you need to solve. You can, it's very friendly. You can do it very easily. Let me show you some of the labs that I have, how I can do it. So first you practice by going to last like programming playground. Then you can go and solve the main programs. So I basically copied my examples here, right? So I selected Python, I copied my programs, and I'm going to click on run in helper. Okay, not this one. If you say run code, then it will fail because this will not support data science. The regular, this is for main regular Python. This is going to be helper. That means it is going to be called this particular helper and then give you the output. So what happened here? We imported the NumPy and we set it as alias NP, and then we have given some 20 number as a range. So to arrange the numbers, so it automatically created 0 to 19 values into array, because I said do the arrangement for up to 20 values. Okay, to basically arrange the 20 values. So that means 0 to 19 printed. Next, an array from 10 to 20. I want to, though I have 0 to 19 values here, but I want to array, print only 10 to 20. That means 10 to 19. Then I would say again np.arrange is like rearranging, right? One time we arranged it by taking the range. Now we are basically setting that into basically selecting whatever we want within the main list. That is like 10 to 20. So we are printing that. So number 2. So always you need this example in order to, because these are all combined into one particular program, but I am dividing into 2, right? So now I want to take this. So if you run all that, then you will get all this output into that. Let me create number 2. So if you want to feel better, then always you try to do one thing. You try to print some line in between. Just give a line break like that, so that you know after doing every operation how the output will be, right? Yeah, better to put this statement. Yeah, this is okay. Output will anyway, it's all commented here. So you try to play with all these things, very, very important. So understand how this, the types are working, size is working, the zeros are truncated. All these things are very important. Now you can round it. So now, sorry. So you see that this is the output of the first one, which is nothing but we have basically after arranging, I am selecting the values between 10 to 20 and 20 to 2. Okay. So next again. So why so basically, is there any values between 20 to 2? We don't have it because we already so basically sliced it between 10 to 18. Okay. So next, if we go to rearranging into 20, right? Now we are going to reshape it to 4 and 4,5. So technically, what is it meaning? 4 rows and 5 columns. 4 into 5. 4 rows into 5 columns. So it is going to start with 0 till 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19. This it has the size is enough. So you also in your mind you should understand based on the size how many columns, how rows it can format. Instead of printing like 0, 1, 2, 3 till 20, 19. Now we are converting this into matrices, right? That is the main intention. So the numbers can be in single line or multiple line. You can convert into rows and columns, like dimensions. So ultimately, you have to convert into one of the dimension in any given format. That is the goal of the NumPy. The reason is, if for example here I stored these values into 5 memory spaces, but this thing is only one. The entire thing is located in one location, one memory space. So that is the reason it's better. So we are going to convert into dimensions. So this is the one of the example. Like that, we have more labs which you can start practicing. You can also do the arithmetic operations using NumPy. For example, you can have more than one dimensions. I mean, more than one matrices, where you can able to start, doing the math. So somewhere here there is a problem. So we are trying to do that division, and so the array first has. So there is somewhere there is a 0 which is trying to divide it by. So it is throwing the error. Let's comment that out and run. So remaining all is here. So we need to figure out, that means somewhere here, like, yeah, what is happening when you try to do the division? The first array has the 0 and the second array is trying to 0 divided by this one, it is failing, right? So either way, when zeros are there, then it is going to make, you can't divide that. So you need to change the values before you do the division. So as I told you, for having a clear understanding, it is better to always to print a line between them. then you know, like, which output is coming from where, right? Otherwise, like, it will look odd, like you may not notice what is happening. So I'm going to put it this one here. So this is another example of like how to combine the matrices, how to do the sum or division and all this different or multiplication using these matrices. Okay. So how do I do the mathematical function using NumPy? So here you see that again, same problem, like, always make sure you better to print this line to understand better. So what am I doing here? And then now you can notice that, initially we have this, a dimensional array, and then which we, started looking for, so converting radians by multiplying with 180 degrees of angle. Okay, so here getting the cosine value. Here we are getting the tangent value. Okay, and here we are basically trying to do the inverse using trigonometric functions. Okay, so technically here all of the scientific calculations as well as this, sine, cos, tan. Okay, all those, and as well as some trigonometric functions, and you can able to calculate the trigonometric some calculations as well as the degrees, and you can able to round, you can to find the seal and the flow, and all that, everything can be done here. So these are the scientific calculations that you need to perform. So this is another one. How do I play with the strings? How do I work with the strings manipulation? So most of this basically it is clearly explained, what is the outcome, what we are doing. There is explanation here. You can also follow and try to put a break on every sentence so that we'll know what you are doing. Okay. So we are taking the two different strings and then how we can able to add them together. And when you print them, you see that I have ABC, XYZ. Now it got together. Next, I have ABC and the PQR. It got together. Now I have a ABC, and then I said like multiply with, and I said multiply with this, right? So then what happens? Then it is going to be multiplied with 3 times. So earlier you can't do this kind of operations using any of the list or basic Python because they don't have that capacity. So you can only do like simple mathematical multiplications and all that. You can't able to do a dimensional based. Here you are taking a set and you can able to say very easily, give me the same thing 3 times. So it is going to repeat that into 3 times. It can be a string. Okay, this is a string, but doesn't matter. Okay, this can be multiplied 3 times and given you. So which is can't be done in normal situation. So yeah, all these things is just very simple. You can understand how to do the capitalization, title, over all these things. You try to play with it and see how to split. Okay, how to deal with all these things, and then you can able to go forward. Next one. So how do we do the array manipulation? Okay. So you can try to practice on your own. You can see how it can be done. So next one is array numerical ranges. So next one is this is the basic again, how to deal with the attributes. This is like data types. So let me put some numbering for you so that you can follow that. This is number 1, and then number 2. Number 3. Number 4. So these are the labs that you need to do. Okay, so that you can do it on your own and practice. Next one I want you to do is, so go back to here, as I told you, then go to here and then start going to, let me tell you like what you need to complete. Till 2022, you need to complete all. So from 1 to 1 is application, you can leave it. 2, you can leave it. Just introduction video, if you want, you can check. 3, you need to start doing it. From 3 to 4, you can skip, guys. It is not now, that later you need to do that. 4, you can skip. So 2, 3, then 5 to 22, you need to complete. So you have to practice all that and solve. Okay, you can also take the additional help from here. If you want to practice some basic examples, like anything, if you're still going backwards, then it is those are here. But those are like if you want to be familiar with the list again, you can also do this. So, but if you want to be more familiar with more examples, you can also use this NumPy. Okay, see that how these examples. You can also use these examples, right? You can copy this and just practice. You don't need to be limited with what you see there. On top of that, you can also use this. If you take a picture from somewhere and then you try to So this can be done in your local. Use your own picture from C colon D colon, and then you can able to see the same picture is manipulated like this. Okay. So because of this, the capacity that we have in the so if anything won't work, then we'll talk about that in the next session. And try to read some FAQs. What is this all about, so that it will help you in the interviews. So only one thing you need to skip is this one. This is the latest session that we have not started yet. Skip the number 4, but you continue with the remaining everything. So any doubts in so far in this today's session? So I still like to see that the people like majority are please spend time and come out. Otherwise, you will be like jumbling between that. You have to spend time and clear it out. So from tomorrow next session, you should not think about Python. It should be only here. So people, all of you, you must install the helper, and I'm going to send you all these NumPy practice examples. You must install, use that to practice. Next, all of you must complete till 22nd by end of the tomorrow. I mean by not tomorrow, but by before 11 o'clock day after tomorrow. So before the next class begins, which is Monday, right? Yeah. So that's the plan. Is everything looks good to you? What is this question? I don't understand. What if 3, 5? What is that? Okay, so just keep continuing, and then I want to see all of you must be completing all that till the 2022, the task number. Okay, have a good day, and that's all for now. Thank you.